Alfredo Ortiz is with the Jobs Creators Network. He's the president and CEO. Alfredo, very good to have you back with us. But, man, that's just
Thank you, Neil.
Now. I suspect that number's actually higher, but what's going on?
Neil, I have to tell you, first of all, I hope this broadcast has a broadcast delay on it because I'm mad as heck, and I just may slip and say a bad word or two because I am so upset at what is going on in D.C. in terms of the lack of help that is actually being extended to our small businesses. Your lead in here was perfect, and it's so true. I'm hearing this every single day in text, in my emails, in phone calls. These small businesses have run out of money, Neil. They never expected they would have to make it this far. 51 million jobs were saved with 5 million loans made to small businesses, part of the Paycheck Protection Program in the spring. That money's gone, Neil. And so what we need is an infusion of cash again to get these small businesses up until roughly about May, when we'll have roughly 100 million people inoculated, vaccinated, and we'll hopefully have that herd immunity. But between now and May, I mean, you heard the numbers, 100,000 by end of August. You know, in New Jersey, New York, Neil, you see it yourself there just walking around. It's a third of the businesses are basically shut down now. I mean, these are real numbers, and these are real tragedies and real stories. You know, I saw AOC tweet out, for example, that we have to help black small businesses. Yes, we absolutely have to do that, but we also have to help the Asians and the Latino small businesses and the female small businesses and the Republican small businesses and the independent and democratic small businesses. 30 million small businesses, Neil, are right now suffering. That employ 60 million people in this country, and D.C. is just playing their old political games, and they got to stop and get things done.
No, I'm glad you said that, and you kept your language in check, Alfredo, because one of the things I have seen that amazes me is all this unspent money. I mean, hundreds of billions of dollars of unspent funds. I know there was a bit of a wrangle between the Federal Reserve and the Treasury about when and reallocate these monies. But I'm wondering, how does that happen? I mean, these guys desperately need it, and it's like it's sitting in a vault and they can't touch it. How the hell does that happen?
Neil, you're absolutely right. And this is what's so frustrating. Out of that $900 billion, roughly bipartisan bill that's right now being discussed, about 2/3 of that is already pre-appropriated money, about 150 from the billion and another, 250, 300 from the Federal Reserve money. So, well, I mean, we're literally talking about 350 to 380 billion of quote unquote new money. That's not little, but I mean, relative to the trillions of dollars that were being discussed with Nancy Pelosi, let's just get something done. And look, Mitch McConnell's already said, I'll put the liability protection on the table and push that off to something else if you put some of the state aid. And by the way, the $908 billion does have state aid already in there. It covers roughly the revenue loss under COVID. So it's not the ridiculous amounts that Nancy was looking at. But overall, this is a good bill. It's a great starting point, and this is typical D.C., Neil, which is so frustrating for me. And why
you're
I said
right.
I hope I don't slip
by the
there.
way, to your point, it's better than nothing, right? I mean, you can argue about, do they really need to spend this, or do they forgot about this liability? But it's better than nothing. So we'll see what happens, Alfredo. But thank you for arguing as passionately as you do for your folks. You represent them well. I'm sure they appreciate that.
Thank you.